Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamer tag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 183 now guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to let you guys know that I recently partnered with USSEP, which is the best energy drink on the market in my opinion. Now I myself used to drink unhealthy gas station energy drinks, but switched whenever I heard about USSEP being the healthier choice and alternative. Since then I've been drinking it regularly, so I reached out and got in contact with them so that we could show you guys the drink and you can try it free if you'd like. If you use my link and the code found in the description, which is RTD, you can get a free sample and a 10% discount on all their drinks. And if you do end up trying it, definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now it's time to jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have the Force Begins Here mod. Now this is a simple cheat mod that starts your journey in Riverwood. The Riverwood trader has a chest for you that will set you up to either play as a Jedi or a dark side user. It only uses vanilla assets, and it also links other mods that you can use along with this mod to make it even better, and one of those is the improved telekinesis mod, which is one that I've covered in previous top 5 mod episodes, that allows you to actually pick up NPCs with the telekinesis spell, making it so that the Force is actually in Skyrim now. With these two mods combined and the telekinesis mod provided in the chest in the Riverwood trader, you can have pretty much the best setup as a Jedi or dark side user in Skyrim. If you also combine this with the unique Magicka Sabers mod, you can have lightsabers along with Force, along with all of the robes that are included with this, so that you can just combine everything together and have one giant Star Wars playthrough. All 3 of these mods that I'm talking about here, the Force Begins Here, the improved telekinesis, and the unique Magicka Sabers, are all mods that I've featured here on the top 5 series before, and just the fact that they reach out and say, hey, that these mods are available, and they make the mod way more fun, and it just brings them all together, and I've used all of these mods before, this is just going to be a huge and fun experience whenever it comes to being a Jedi in Skyrim. So if you're a fan of Star Wars and you want to play as a Jedi or maybe a dark side user and you want to combine a bunch of mods together to have a unique experience, then the Force Begins Here is definitely a mod worth doing so, and that's why it's featured here at a number 5 spot, so I strongly recommend downloading the Force Begins Here mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the Enemy Overhaul Skeletons mod. Now the mod page reads that the naked skeleton is a particularly weak and underwhelming enemy in the base game. Sure, it has a cool death animation and pesky necromancers are denied the ability to resurrect them, but does that make up for the lack of challenge these foes provide for the player? Now the Dawnguard DLC introduced a new breed of skeleton, which is the armored variant. These guys are basically reskinned Dragger, but at least they look imposing and present somewhat of a challenge in combat. With this mod installed, the majority of naked skeletons in the mainland of Skyrim, excluding the special skeletons and dungeon-specific skeletons and skeleton corpses, will be replaced with armored variants of the same combat type. For example, naked skeleton archers are replaced with armored skeleton archers. And in addition, the armored skeleton mages possess flame magic rather than frost and differentiate themselves from Dragger. The intention of this mod is to freshen up the skeleton enemy in a way that feels more natural. Now if you guys remember from Oblivion, I was a huge fan of Oblivion, and going through those caves in that game, the skeletons were so insanely hard, especially the champion skeletons that seemed to take forever to kill. I kinda miss that little bit of a grind. You know, you'd walk into a cave in Oblivion and depending on what level you are, you'd have different types of enemies inside that cave, and whenever you came across the champion skeleton, it was pretty much like a boss battle. Now I'm not saying that skeletons as well as other enemies in the game have to be somewhat of a damage sponge in order to be fun, but being able to one-shot every skeleton in the game is just not really that fun in terms of killing enemies in Skyrim. You know, you want to actually have that challenge there, and you want to have to prepare yourself before you go into a battle instead of just charging head first. Overall, if you're a fan of difficulty mods and you're looking to spice up the skeletons in your game and make them a little bit more difficult to defeat, then the Enemy Overhaul Skeletons mod is a perfect mod worth checking out, and that's why it's featured here at a number 4 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and giving it a try for yourself. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the AI Overhaul 1.6.4 mod. Now, depending on when you're watching this episode, the actual update title might have changed. It might be 1.6.5 or higher now, but the 1.6.4 version is something that we've been waiting for quite some time now. When was the last time you heard of a new AI overhaul other than Immersive Citizens? It seems like Immersive Citizens is pretty much the go-to to everyone in terms of an AI overhaul, but that has a lot of incompatibilities with a lot of mods out there. So in large load orders, Immersive Citizens isn't really a mod that you'd like to take, because it's just too dangerous and causes too many crashes with large load orders that it's just not worth the hassle. But this mod is a lot more lightweight and actually uses no scripts, so that it'll actually be more compatible with your large load orders. Now what this mod does, you may ask? Well, are you getting tired of NPCs doing the exact same thing every day like robots? Why is it they say they do things but they really don't? Why do some people say pointless things at you at random? And why does everyone engage in combat if one vampire enters the city? A brief overview of this mod includes highly noticeable tweaks and a rewriting of many of the vanilla NPC's AI, more idle areas, realistic behaviors, fixed bedtimes, and minds of their own. For God's sakes, no more NPC robots. There's also no scripts used, like I said, and it's in active development and receiving constant updates, so that you'll constantly have bug fixes and other types of improvements. When NPCs have free time now, they can do absolutely anything. And I mean anything. They may be in different parts of the city, shopping, or even at home. It's also included that not every NPC will randomly greet you now, so that every time you walk by someone, they won't just stop and give you their life story. NPCs also interact more with the environment around them, and they may be reading a letter or book, searching containers, drinking, eating, or observing. And if a family member dies, the surviving family members will mourn the death for a while, with new behavior being implemented in farther updates. There's also a lot of smaller details as well added by this mod, like 250 new unique packages, Klimek will now make trips once a week to High Hrothgar, companions see the city, some innkeepers go to sleep and eat, and many more small changes in quality of life improvements to the AI in Skyrim. So if you feel as though your NPCs are a bit dull and you want to spruce them up and have them feel more lively in a city, then the AI Overhaul 1.6.4 mod is definitely a mod worth checking out, and that's why it's featured here at a number 3 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and letting me know what you think of these new NPC behaviors. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have EliDae's Hairstyles of Wonder. Now this is a custom hair pack mod that contains 56 hairstyles for females and 55 hairstyles for female elves. A couple weeks back I covered a beard mod that covered just the beards on males and actually spruced up all of the beards for the males in the game, but I figured it would be time to move over to the female category and find some new hairstyles for them, and that's exactly what this mod does, and all of these are beautiful hairstyles. As you can see, I'm going through all of them right now. There's plenty of new unique hairstyles added with this mod, and I figured it would be perfect to cover this so that I could ask you guys if you wanted an updated load order featuring a RPG type playthrough. A lot of the times I like to put out a poll for you guys to vote on the next load order that I create, and I have one in the works right now that's a bit of a surprise, and one that I wanted to actually showcase later on, and one that only my Patreon supporters know about at the moment. But once I release that load order that I'm currently working on, the surprise one, I really want to work on a new and updated RPG load order, because there's so many new mods that have come out that just make it so you can create any type of character that you want, be whoever you want to be, and since that last time that I made that RPG load order, so much has changed with modding in Skyrim. So definitely let me know what you think of this idea, and maybe include some other mods to include with a new RPG load order. That would be nice, and maybe we could get that into the works, because that would be so fun to create. But other than that, I know I got off on a tangent there about my RPG load orders, but the EliDae's Hairstyles of Wonder mod is just a perfect mod for anyone that's looking for new hairstyles. So if you're about to start a new female character and you want to have the most unique looking character possible, then the EliDae's Hairstyles of Wonder is a perfect mod worth checking out. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the Aldmeri Proudspire Manor mod. Now this is a player home mod that's an overhaul of the Proudspire Manor house in Solitude into the ideal home for any Altmer, Mage, or Thalmor character. And after searching the Nexus, the mod creator never really found a house that suited the playthrough that they wanted to do. So they completely redesigned the Proudspire Manor to fit the style of an Altmer character. The home doesn't just fit the Thalmor characters, but just Altmer characters in general. Whether you've worked your way up economically to afford the house and fill it with your items inside, or you're just a noble who happened to get caught up in the plot. This house mod contains a child's bedroom, a pool and spa, a study, a bathroom, several shrines around the house, all of the crafting and enchanting tables, a fully stocked kitchen, well-decorated walls and furniture placement, and now it has custom music. So as you can see, so much has changed with the original Proudspire Manor mod, and it's such an expensive house in Solitude that you really want to get the bang for your buck. So if you really want to have a spruced up house that's completely upgraded and has no wasted space at all and absolutely looks beautiful and actually fits into a town that's already in Skyrim, then the Aldmeri Proudspire Manor is definitely a mod worth checking out, and that's why it's featured here at our #1 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and basking in the true beauty of your new player home. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.